Robert John Auletti. It's Auletti. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I was born in Brooklyn
When?
in 1933.
33.
And lived and worked there, went to school there, and until I went into the Army, which was in May of 1950.
May of 1950.
Yeah.
Did you graduate at that time?
No, I didn't.
So what happened? Did
Well,
you?
I come out of school. I left school. We came from a big family, so you either worked to help out. You helped to work out the family. We had 7 children, my
Yeah.
father, my mother. And in those days, you went to school, you went to work. I went to work. I was in the Army infantry. I was trained infantry. I was originally, when I was in stateside, I was a physical training instructor. Used to give classes. In fact, we had three instructors. We did physical training for the whole regiment. So we did 6, 7 hours a day.
So you are the instructor, and then you were dispatched to Korea. When was that?
I was instructor up to 52, April 52. Then I went to Korea. I became, because I had the rank, Sergeant First Class, I was platoon sergeant. And that's the rank I held throughout my campaign.
When do you remember the date that you arrived in Korea?
It was in April something, I can't.
Of 1952.
No, yeah, right, yeah.
1952. Where did you arrive?
Incheon.
Incheon.
Yeah.
All right.
And then from there we, by train, we went up to, we were assigned to different divisions and regiments and stuff. And as soon as we got into that, and from there, I didn't get the platoon sergeant right away because I was a new man.
Where?
In the Korea. I can't tell you exactly what area, but as we progressed, I became the platoon sergeant.
Platoon sergeant.
Yes.
So, can you describe the region where you were stationed?
Because it was an action spot, and I was in the infantry, so that's what.
Where? Do you remember? North of Seoul, around DM?
It was just north of Seoul.
Was it west or east?
It was north of Seoul, but it was on the west coast.
West coast.
Nori, I think the name, the town. In fact, the 2 hills that were named was Little Nori and Big Nori. They were the two battle positions of the area.
So the major enemy was Chinese soldiers?
No. Oh, yeah, then, yes. Yes.
Would you describe typical day of your service as a platoon leader in that region? What was like it? Did you actually engage in a real battle or patrol, or what is it? Describe it, please.
Well,
Typical day of.
You had to be alert every night because it was very close. The main line of resistance, our main line and their main line is very close. And you had to be on your toes. And it was a nightly thing. Every night something happened. They threw mortars at us, we threw mortars at them. It was a very active area. And the name Nori, I don't know if that's the hill. That was a hill name. Two out, Little Nori and Big Nori, but I don't know if it's the areas Nori. I don't know.
So you were actually engaged in a real battle there?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It was a nightly thing, patrolling. They had to patrol with the battle. Then from there, we went. I was on maybe 5 or 6 different hills. As we, you rotated one, came back, had a rest, went to another one, and it was one of the hot spots I was in.
How long did you stay there?
At Nori.
Yeah. Or when did you discharge from the military?
1953, May 12th, 1953.
So you served there almost a year.
Right.
And you stationed there in that region for throughout the whole service.
Different hills.
Different hills, but in the
In Korea.
So that must have been a very intensive 1 year of your service.
I would think so, sure. It was a lot different than physical training. And I'm glad I did it. I come out, I was lucky, one of the lucky ones. I wasn't wounded, but I always felt I had a guardian angel. Everything I did, I said my prayers.
Are you Christian?
Yeah, yes, Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, an old timer told me, whenever you get in a tight spot, say the Hail Mary. And that was my shield. And I composed myself saying that and I'll always say that. I had a guardian angel.
Any of your soldiers or, friends been wounded, killed?
Yes, quite a few. And I lost a man out of the platoon, and what had happened, you didn't get to know them. You know them and they're gone, or they rotated. You couldn't make friends, especially in my position.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it would influence me giving an order and favoring one against the other. So I always, in fact, that was another thing I was told. You got no friends as a sergeant, because you're going to be making a lot of things, orders, that they're not going to like if you want to become, if you want to stand there. And it seemed to help me out. That otherwise, if you think about everything you did wrong or a move you made wrong, you might as well fold up.
Mm. Can you recall any the most severe battle that you experienced during your service?
Well, I had a couple of firefights that were close, but the biggest battle I was involved was White Horse Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the valley there. I can't think of the name.
의정부?
No. I can't think of the name.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was a big
White Horse
Mountain. That was a big fight where we relieved the Rock Regiment on that hill. They had it. They had most of the battles, and we relieved them off the hill. And it was a massacre. I mean, it was the action on that hill. The hill switched 26 times.
Yeah.
On and off, knocked on, go back, and that's when the Korean soldiers really showed they became an army
Mm-hmm.
from that hill.
So they got the mountain, and then U.S. Army replaced them, and then Chinese got it again, and
no,
so
they
on.
had most of the battle. We were the last ones on the hill.
Right.
We cleaned up, and the cleanup there was you never seen so many dead people. It was the battle was, how could I describe it? It's something they never forget, and it's and I felt proud for them, for the Koreans, because they used to get picked on with the Chinese and whatever North Koreans were there. They used to hit the South Korean army as hard as they could.
Was it Chinese or North Korean?
Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah.
So many Chinese soldiers dead too.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. You could wave your arms when I first went up there. Your arm was over a dead body, Chinese.
And you had no wound at all, and you survived that battle.
I'm here without a scratch. And
That's amazing.
that's why I say
Uh-huh.
I had a guardian angel. I'll stay there until I die.
How would you characterize the Korean soldiers?
Well, I had first-hand with them. I was assigned 5 Katusas, the Korean, and I tell you, I had no problem with them, none. I had one guy spoke better English than I did. He was in charge of them. A young fellow, young guy like I was, 19.
Do you remember his name?
No, offhand I don't know. And I tell him, and he told them. Only once I told him, you know what, I told that guy, and he says, I'll take care of it. So he did it his way. Never had a problem after that. And you could always depend on him.
So they were real soldier.
Well, I'll put it this way here, they were as good as our guys were,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and never had a problem with them.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a problem with my own, and I handle them a little different, you know. And if you were a stiff, I got rid of you, because I could lose the platoon because of two stiffs. Well, I made a visit there 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Yeah,
2010.
the 60th anniversary,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And when I seen how the country made a comeback, such a comeback, that all the things that happened were not in vain. It wasn't wasted,
Absolutely not. No.
right? And I recommended it to the people. Because we helped a lot of people. We never, till today, we have children coming over to us, young girls and stuff. Thank you for saving our country. You know what kind of feeling that is? That's a feeling our country never got off any other people. See, I'll never forget that. In fact, I'd like to go back again. If it was I didn't like the trip, 14 hours. But
Yeah, that's very long.
if I went back, it'd have to be it wouldn't be a plane. It would have to be some kind of super class.
Right.
Right. So, but I try to remember the good things about it now. Like I say, when I say in vain, that we didn't lose the people and not get nothing for it.
Why do you think it's been known as a forgotten war, and what do you think of the importance of the Korean War? Importance of Korean.
Well, I think the importance of it, we said communists back 20 years, that war. And it was proven when Russia collapsed, they got into the KGB files, and they actually said that war set us back 20 years. And that was the beginning of the end of it. Even Russia collapsed.
Mm-hmm. What is your message to the future generations of two countries about the Korean War?
Well, I have a lot of I have 9 grandchildren. 8 of them are boys. They're from 14 to 32.
Mm-hmm.
The other 7 guys, they're draft age. So my concern, that they don't have to go to the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And I think of that every day. Every time I pick up a book, I read the death toll over in Afghanistan, 2 who died, 2, 3 guys, like they're keeping score. That aggravates me. Why do you have to do that? That aggravates me, just talking about it like that. And I think about my own. Like, we had 5 boys in my family. We all went in the Army. 7 kids, we had 5 boys, 2 girls, my father. And we all went in the Army. I don't want that to happen to them. And that's on my mind all the time. That they have the things we did, we had to do. I don't want them to get.
So what does that mean? No war, or
No,
you don't want America involved in other war, or what is your conclusion?
I would like, what I would like, that we get along a little bit better. People wake up. Why do you want to be the communist? You're gonna wind up with 2 different type of people, rich and poor, right? The poor is gonna be always poor, and the rich is gonna be always rich. At least in the United States, they're giving things away. In other words, you have generations on welfare. I mean, I don't agree with that, but the 3rd generation, they didn't work two hours in 30 years, and we're still supporting them. See, that aggravates me. See, and only certain groups will get called to the Army and see service. Other groups, they won't get called, or they'll have a. And I don't want to get into the particulars who they are, but these are the things that bother me about
Right.
the situation.
Yeah.
And I hate to see them go. I had my moments, let's put it that way. I don't want my grandchildren to go through that. I try to, and I was lucky, I was one of the lucky guys.
It's been more than 60 years after the war,
Right.
and if arranged somehow, would you be willing to shake hands with your former enemy, Chinese soldier?
I would, sure, why not? I went back to it, the Japanese, the Germans, I worked with them. I mean, how many times can you get stepped, they step on your face? But I would still say, because of my grandchildren, I would take that first step. I don't know how we can make Korea stronger, because they're flying high, you know. But just they earned it. They did the right thing. They recovered nicely, and the country get along together because you have democracy, and that's why your country recovered, because it was a democracy. You hear these other countries that have problems, they're going to religious, to fanatics, and to barbarism. Your country became democratic, and that was the right step for you. That was the first good step, I think.